Hello, everybody. It's great to see everybody here. Today, we are going to focus on the Sepoy Mutiny in India. And the Sepoy Mutiny was from 1857 to 1858. And the Sepoy Mutiny, you have to understand what a sepoy was first. A sepoy was an Indian soldier serving in the British colonial army. And the Indian soldiers' two main religions were Hindu and Islam. They fought for the British Army. Now, their officers were always British. And the big thing is, Hindus believe that beef and cows are sacred animals. Muslims believe that pigs and pork, anything to do with pork, is unclean. And neither Hindus or Muslims could eat this. And there was basically a rumor going around saying that the casing of bullets were rubbed in pig and or beef fat to keep them waterproof. The soldiers did not want to handle those bullets for their rifles. The soldiers rebelled also at all the horrible treatment from the British, and they almost took over India. The British almost lost their colony. Now, just so you can understand, the British Empire is everything in red. And these islands right here are England. They were so powerful, they were able to go to North America, Africa, parts of the Middle East, and here's India. Here's their jewel of the crown territory of India. And they even took over Australia. So the Sepoy Rebellion started in India. And here is an artist's picture of Indian soldiers in the British military. Now, these Indian soldiers are holding their rifles, they're heavily armed, and they were mistreated by the British, and they finally rebelled. And is a picture of the British military rifle, and here are some of the cartridges. And you'll notice that these cartridges very old-fashioned. They're not like the bullets we have today. So to keep them waterproof, the British would grease them in animal fat, and it was beef and it was pork fat. The Indian soldiers, both the Hindus and Muslims, refused to handle the ammunition. So they rebelled, and here's a picture showing the fighting. Notice you have the sepoys fighting. It was hand-to-hand combat. It was very violent, and yes, they still did use war elephants. Both sides had muskets, both sides had rifles, both sides had cannons. And here's an actual photograph of some of the aftermath of the battle. And if you look, you can see some of the bodies that are in the streets. Notice the building is all shot up and destroyed. Here are some of the people just sort of cleaning up after the battle. And the people in Africa and Asia were fighting also, and India. Sepoy Mutiny, it's a rebellion in which Indian tribe had failed to gain independence from England. And the Sepoy, they're the Indian soldiers. They're made up of Hindus and Muslims, and they're fighting for the British, and they led the rebellion. Once the rebellion was over, the British rounded up any sepoys they could find and executed them in horrible ways to set an example. Now, here you'll notice the British tied the sepoys in front of cannons, and then they'd fire a shot blowing the sepoys in half. A horrible way to die. And the British did this to intimidate anybody that would rebel against them. And the other thing they did is they would hang outside every city the bodies of captured sepoys, and they'd execute the sepoys and they'd hang them as a reminder, do not rebel against the British. Now, the people of India never gave up their dream of independence. Now, the partition of India happened in 1947. Now, before partition, British India was huge, okay? It went all the way up to Afghanistan, and it went all the way to Burma. After World War II, Britain did give India independence, and they partitioned India, and they made India as a homeland a little smaller for Hindus, and they made West Pakistan and East Pakistan for Muslims. And later, East Pakistan is going to change their name to Bangladesh. So the people of India never gave up their dream of independence. And after about 300 years of fighting, they finally get independence in 1940.